Sick.
I was so.
I feel like you should have been massively worried for that misspelling. That
I was.
misspelling is one of the most crucial and damning ones you could have ever misspelt. And you did it. I don't know how you did, but you did it. And it's just concerning. Alright, let me pull up some lo-fi for the background. Because I can.
Oh shoot! Can I do that? Hold on. I can do that. Hold on. Ah! Get on this screen. They don't need to see.
Just
They don't need to see what I'm looking up.
yeah, that I wish I could go even lower. But it's fine.
Where are you? Where do you like? You're just looking up lo-fi and just going to.
Yeah, I'm already on lo-fi.
Are you on the stream?
Yeah, I am.
That's where I am.
Sick. Alright, so today we're doing bosses.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're doing all main story bosses, remember bosses, and just other bosses that I think are
Pretty
should
big.
have their pretty big.
Yeah, sure.
Or just pop up a bunch that we should be able to judge them. Maybe there'll be a time where we judge all 240. No,
Not
probably
happening because
never.
I would have to fight them all in order to have a properly gauged opinion, and I
Yeah, and I'm not fighting Mad Pumpkinhead, which is considered a boss in one area.
What? Mad Pumpkinhead?
Yes. Do you know that
we
person?
fought that man a bunch?
Yeah, the thing that slammed his head.
Yeah. I feel like we could rate that one pretty easily, but it's not on here right now, and I'm gonna say B tier.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's in
Little
it's in
too easy,
Caleb.
but it's
You
funny.
fight two of them.
That one.
Yes. Did I hear that number right? Yes, you did. Counting invasions, there are exactly I think 248. I haven't done invasions, but I have beat the regular bosses. What you count as a boss is a health bar and a name. That's what I count. So I have beat all 168 in one run before. I never streamed it, but I did it on my own time.
Man,
And
who could ever play a video game and not make content on it? Couldn't be me.
I know, man. Like, imagine relaxing. Anyway,
Imagine playing through a game 4 times and not record any one of those playthroughs. Like, imagine if you played through Spider-Man.
I know that
Insomniac Spider-Man Peter Parker, and you 100% of the game 8 different times, and then you decided, fuck it, a 9th time seems alright.
So anyway, let's begin with this shit. All right, first one we have Estelle, the natural born of the void during Ronnie's quest.
This guy's pretty cool.
Yes, he has a very good design, and his moves are a little basic, I'll say.
They are.
Yeah,
he doesn't have predictable too. They're just kind of the moment you see them for the first time, they get you.
Yeah, for a magic person, he doesn't even have that many magic attacks.
Not really.
Yeah, so if I had to judge him, I would put him C. To be honest with you,
I'm going B tier for the design and spectacle. Difficulty could be difficulty-wise, he could be way harder considering what he is.
Yeah, especially since he technically is the final boss of Ronnie's quest.
He is the final boss of Ronnie's quest, technically, kind of. You could always skip past that big dragon guy, and I didn't, but you know, he's the mandatory one. But the thing is, Ronnie's quest is also optional, so I expect a bit more from him. But the spectacle itself, the environment, the feeling, it's really good. It's very kind of Elden Beast, but underwhelming.
I can put him in B. I'm not too opposed to putting him in B. It's just he's very disappointing. After you die once, you can probably clear him a second time.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely what happened too.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Bridge Dragon. This is
that guy.
Very classic dragon. He just sits. He's one of the stronger dragons though, because he's in Caelid, but very much one of the basic dragons. Doesn't have too much to him. Just in a very difficult area because it's so tight. But still pretty cool. Nonetheless, it's a dragon. So, if we had to put him somewhere, I would put him B.
I'm probably actually gonna. We're doing the reverse from the last one, but I'd put him in C.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like he's too basic. Like he's chunkier in health and damage, but past that, I don't feel special.
For a Caelid dragon, he felt very disappointing. Plus, you can just run past him.
You know what? The main thing that really gets me is the fact that he's further in Caelid, but the decaying dragon earlier in Caelid is way harder. And he doesn't even have like the bridge gimmick. Like it makes Bridge Dragon way lamer in comparison.
The fact that we're not even calling him by his real name and just calling him Bridge Dragon.
Well, in fairness, half of the outside of the demigods, I did not relearn any names except maybe Fire Giant. But then again, it's not really a name; it's more of a title.
Yeah. Okay, I can put him in C. Be fine with that.
Yeah.
All right, Ancestor Spirit. Ooh. Deer, big deer. Big deer that jumps around and heals and stabs and all that stuff.
It was a fun little boss.
Yes, but it felt, for a remembrance boss and also for like a spirit, it felt weird. It felt how kind of like basic his attacks were. He had very basic attacks.
Oh yeah. I mean, he is
very. But I thought he was gonna pull out some magic shit from his antlers and start shooting beams at you and shit.
Oh, that's very fair.
But yeah, he kind of just like jumped around and slammed and kicked you from behind and healed himself. Which even when healing, it was kind of like, ooh, free hits opportunity, and it didn't really even matter that he healed.
Yeah. If I had to be honest, I'm thinking, while I think he's fun to fight, I think he's pretty cute. He feels like a boss that you kind of just are given to feel better.
Especially for a remembrance boss. He's a remembrance boss. It's very disappointing. I would put him D.
Yeah, I feel that absolutely.
Yep. D. Very, very D boss. Malekith, we shouldn't need to discuss this.
But
we shouldn't.
Let's discuss.
Instant S tier.
Do you believe he's? Yep. He's
instant S tier. All right, we don't even need to discuss this, but we were going to.
He's Malekith, so cool.
He is the cool bro. He is instantly. You walk into his boss room. No cutscene. He's like, all right, throw these hands. You're throwing hands. You beat him. He's like, you know what? I'm about to pull out some badass armor, and then he turns into that thing.
He gets so goddamn dripped out too.
And he's one of the only bosses that literally says, you know what? Your health? Fuck that shit. And he hits you hard and cuts your health off.
Every attack steals a bit of your maximum health, and I think that is so wild. I think not only is it kind of... It's very Melania to an extent, where it's, I'm going to take some of your health, but not for me. I just want you not to have that anymore. It is so fun to me. I think it is so fun.
Dude, like... His movement and attacks, though, were like, even if they're all melee, but all of them are so creative in their own way.
Dude, I felt like I was fighting fucking Garo from One Punch Man. Dude, I don't think you've seen the scene, but when he gets cornered in season 2, like chapter, what is it, 70 or something? When that man gets cornered and brings out all the stops, goes full animalistic, and just does everything he can to whoop ass, it's so fantastic. He's jumping on trees, he's zipping everywhere, he's throwing random rocks as he goes across.
Dude, like, even his first form, like, we were talking about the second form so much, his first form, like, he only had, like, a simple, like, knife thing, but his attacks were all so different from each other, and, like, hard to, like, get past after a while.
Dude, he's a scavenger in his first form. His first form is so scavenger, where he does everything he can, everything imaginable. One slice he does, guess what? We're gonna back it up. With that same motion of the slice, he's gonna pick up rocks, chuck them at your head, just to mask his escape. It's awesome. It is so wonderful in utility.
He literally is, like, the name a better upgrade boss.
He really is.
Like, he's like, "Oh, death, do this one more time," and like, it's so cool.
It really is.
It's so cool. Everything. He is definitely definitely a very good ending to that area of a boss, and just leading to his cutscenes and everything. Oh my god, great.
You kind of think he's gonna be kind of a whatever boss at the start.
Yeah, because he's like no cutscene at all either. You just walk in.
Yup.
And you're just like, what is this? What am I doing here?
It's really cool. I miss Reef.
All right. Well, next, Draconic Tree Sentinel.
I thought they were all right. A little boring.
Yeah.
It's kind of more or less the same as regular Tree Sentinel, except it doesn't have that same dramatic weight of, oh, this is the first guy coming out of my cave.
For a supposed upgrade of Tree Sentinel, he didn't feel like an upgrade.
He didn't. He comes too late in the game to me.
He just put a bunch of armor on and sup and lightning. Like, true, the lightning was cool, but that's basically his only upgrade.
Yeah. Plus, he reappears right before Malekith, which kind of undermines his first appearance, which already felt like it was too late. And then we basically see a better version of him later on, except now he's optional.
Yeah.
It very much takes away from any grandeur that he has.
Plus, like, most players, if you didn't even know about him, like, there's a high chance that first players playing the game probably could beat him first try.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I
would say he after a good amount of grinding, maybe.
No, but no, it's not like his attacks are so surprising. It's like the first attacks are all regular Tree Sentinel stuff, and then he does lightning, and that could be surprising. That's what I'm saying. Like, not most, but there's probably a little bit of a high section where players probably could get past that if they're that smart.
It's higher than other bosses here, but I would not say it's in the higher percentages. I would definitely say if this is someone's first Souls game, this is not someone they can beat at a 50-50 for the very first time. I would definitely say it's a higher number of maybe a 20%, but past that, I wouldn't call him super easy. I think he is a character that you expect him to have these certain moves, the Tree Sentinel basic stuff. So even then, with him being so much later in the game, I feel like the main thing is it almost feels like they're trying to remind you how you started the game and how you weren't able to take care of Tree Sentinel for a long time. And now here's your rematch with Tree Sentinel. Except now you've gotten through a bunch of the game and you've leveled up a bunch. But I feel like, oddly enough, this is kind of very similar feeling with Astel. Except he doesn't have anywhere near as much grandeur. He's got no air of wisdom either.
To be fair, Astel, he shouldn't be put down as much as Astel, because Astel was the ending of a quest. He's kind of just supposed to be he's supposed to be like, hey, you can't enter this area until you're strong enough to beat me.
Yeah. I'm definitely not saying he's as good as Astel. I'm saying that he gives off that same vibe of what he was supposed to be.
If I had to rank him somewhere, I would honestly put him D.
Yeah, I'm feeling very similar there. Because while I struggled against him a good chunk, actually, especially my first time fighting him, he wasn't anything special. He was not anything special.
Yeah.
Placidusix!
S.
Yep. He's so cool. He is so goddamn cool.
His intro, he's just sitting there menacingly, and then you walk up to him, he just drops down and roars. His lord, dude, this man was the first Elden Lord.
The first one. God, he's
until Godfrey pulled up.
Yep.
And we'll get to Godfrey. we'll get to Godfrey.
Hold on. Swap the golden version and the regular one.
What do you mean?
Make sure that the projection of Godfrey comes before real Godfrey.
Oh yeah. Got you. Dude, honestly, if hold on, can I add a tier?
Go ahead. Is it gonna be above or below?
Above. S, just S plus, bro. I'm putting Plexusis there, bro. S plus. Make an S plus tier and put him there.
I'm calling it.
You said what?
I'm calling it peak.
Peak. Like literally, I wouldn't even put Malekith here, but like he deserves to be there. He's literal peak of like Elden Ring bosses, bro.
I'm tempted to put Malekith up there too.
But the only reason I don't want to put Malekith there is because of his first phase. Even though his first phase isn't bad, his second phase carries for me to put him in S. I'm just gonna say that.
That's fair.
So I'm not gonna put him there, but still Malekith, shout out S tier. He's literally one of my favorite bosses. Top 3. Mm-hmm. But like, bro, peak tier, bro. This is peak tier. The theme, his form in general, like.
And the knowledge that we're fighting a nerfed version of him is very impactful.
Dude, his arena too. The cutscene, and you beat him, and it's just like, it's so sad he's not required.
I think it makes him so much cooler, knowing that you have to hunt him down.
But no, I agree with that. But like, I'm just so sad so many people didn't get to experience this.
Oh yeah, that's definitely sad.
So many people don't know what this boss is. Like, people are saying, no, everyone know. No. So many people don't know that boss. And it's so sad how many people don't know a lot of the bosses in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Bro. His attacks, his overall just presence, peak. Literal fucking peak. I am telling you. Oh my god. The glazing is crazy.
It is. By the way.
But he deserves it.
Dude, should we restructure the way the tiles are down here?
Oh, probably, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna put Red Wolf as the next one in line. And I'm gonna put Elden Beast and Dragon at the end.
Put
Tree Sentinel after Red Wolf. We'll get to him.
Yeah. Put Avatar. Put Avatar next. Right after him.
Avatar.
The tree Avatar. Yeah, put Avatar next. Dude, should we do the dragons after them before you get back into main bosses, or?
Yeah, let's just put a bunch of the dragons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, let's put most of the dragons. Just forget about the double Margaret, guys. I accidentally did that. Don't worry about him. What dragon? We'll get. It's fine. We'll just say what. Yeah, we'll be fine. Dragon. Yeah, I think we're good. And after the dragons, put Sir Gideon. We'll talk about him when we get to him. We'll talk about him. Right. But let's do Red Wolf. Red Wolf.
All right. I don't care.
I think this is my first F tier. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
Wow. I don't like the boss. I don't hate it. But I think this is my first F tier. It's honestly one of the worst bosses in the game.
Really?
Yes.
I'm balancing more towards C tier.
Like, if you want to go D tier, like go in the even between us, I'm fine with that. But honestly, if I would argue that it's an F tier boss.
Why do you think that?
Because you go into it, they don't even explain what Red Wolf is to like lore and stuff. I haven't looked at Red Wolf lore, but it's just so underwhelming. It has like 4 basic attacks, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just goes away, shoots magic, and then does sword chomps. It feels like you're fighting a bear, but it just has a lot more health. And if you can literally walk in there with probably a level 1 Uchigatana and kill it.
Well, fair enough, but when
actually talking about Tree Sentinel, Draconic Tree Sentinel, first time players probably beat this boss on their first or second try. I will argue that.
Absolutely.
It's a very underwhelming boss.
However, with that in mind, I do want to mention how it took you about an hour.
Shut up. I was this is my first soul game. I said first players.
Yes.
Shut up. They have played a Soul game before. Shut up. I've never played a Soul game before when I first played this.
I mean, it took me about 2 tries.
See? I said most.
Well, alright, buddy. Fair enough, fair enough. But I think, like, with the idea that he doesn't have many moves, that's very Ancestor Spirit.
Yeah.
Which is D tier.
But the difference about Ancestor Spirit is its design is, like, a little bit better.
I suppose, but I think the wolf with the sword is kind of neat.
Are they that bad? Yeah, I would say they're that bad. But if you want to go D or C, I would say can we put him in D?
Sure thing. Yeah,
I would put him in D.
I'll settle on that.
It's like no theme at all either. It just felt so bland. It felt like a here's some ruins. It didn't even give you anything good. It gave you a fucking memory stone. Who used that shit?
I don't even know what that is.
To see what the fuck. All right, Tree Sentinel.
Ah, Tree Sentinel, huh?
Is this getting its own
I'm putting in
tree?
a peak. I love them. I love Tree Sentinels so much. Dude,
no.
The way we started our first playthroughs, awesome.
Like,
while you were trying to figure out what possible way we could get and play together, how you were maybe gonna be able to summon me, or how I was gonna possibly summon you, while you were just so confused and so desperately trying to figure it out. That way we can just move along with the streams. I was just tossing myself at him for so long. It took us an hour before I just decided to ask, yo, dude, what do you plan on? And if I didn't ask that question, we probably would have been there for at least another 30 minutes. And I love Tree Sentinel so much because he made that so much better for us. Specifically me, because while you were suffering, trying to think of any way possible, I was just tossing my corpse consistently at him.
And it's not even like Tree Sentinel's bad. Tree Sentinel's actually a bad boss. It's a very good starting boss to like humble the player at.
Humble?
Humble. It's supposed to humble you, but then you have menaces like you.
Level 2! I'm gonna keep throwing myself at him every time.
Anyway.
It was awesome. I love Tree Sentinel.
Peak. Alright, anyway. Avatar.
Avatar? I'm gonna...
it's a weird point because there's so many of them and they're not all really different from each other. They have the same attacks, they just do different stuff. Like the normal one, it's like it just jump, hit, big hammer, blah blah blah, very predictable after a while. But then
two main differences with any of them, where it's you have like the rotted one, which when it slams it'll leave some rot mist.
Yeah.
And then you've got
the only difference
that when it slams, it'll leave light homing beams.
Yeah, the only difference is that they each just cause a different kind of status effect or have a different type of like, you know what I mean, like status. Like that, the light one produces more holy than the others and all that other stuff, and the rot one does more rot than the other ones. And the only difference between the one of them is the one of them doesn't have a status effect. It has a it just clones itself.
Yep.
So, honestly, it's a cool boss. I kind of like its design. I would put it in C.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling C too, because like we have that dragon in there, and I mean,
yeah,
there's not really any differences between many of like the normal dragons and the avatars, because when you look at them, they're kind of the same. Yeah. They appear at certain areas. They've got all the same kits, and they're just
literally why I didn't put the other tree sentinels. I mean, tree avatars.
Oh yeah,
Like,
makes sense.
because there's not much differences from them. You couldn't even tell them apart.
You really couldn't outside of like
Except for the rot one, because the rot one has rot on him.
Yeah. It's really it.
Not very basic, but definitely better than everyone else in D tier. I
would definitely say so because they're just like funner enemies to throw yourself at.
Yeah. But all right. Well, Freeze Dragon, one of Mountaintops.
Gotcha.
It's the one that has that. It starts off with a cloud and it just screams at you and it goes at you.
I'm probably saying nothing too crazy, but saying C tier again, maybe D tier.
Yeah, I would probably put him D tier. Very underwhelming.
Like, I think the idea of take away one of your senses is really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that, to make this challenging from any other dragon, we made it so that you can barely see him.
Yeah. And it's not like every time he attacks you, you get frostbite. It's only when he breathes, and that's very predictable. And there's no really reason to fight him unless you're like Naito and you want to kill the dragons. There's no other reason to fight him.
Yeah. Honestly, of all the random dragons that I hunted, this one's probably the least fun to hunt because you have to not only keep its attention, but you also have to actually find it.
Yeah.
After
Plus,
finding it, it's really whack.
It's so easy to lose. It's like for it to like lose track of you, and like you like respawns, and it's so dumb, and you have to run all the way back.
Plus, because you don't have your vision really, you can't really control yourself in where you go, because you can get lost so easily, where you end up dragging it out of its arena, and then it just teleports back to where it actually is supposed to be, and then you don't even know where it is. And sometimes its health bar won't like disappear, which means it won't be clear to you that it teleported back, and sometimes it'll just be sitting there waiting for any kind of sound.
But this goes for basically this dragon. I was gonna say this goes for all the dragons, but I know some of the dragons give you stuff. But this dragon especially doesn't give you anything else. It doesn't give you a cool freeze weapon. It just, boom. Absolutely. Here's some runes and a dragon heart.
Yeah.
One in fact. You only get one.
It's really plain. It's not very interesting.
Yeah.
Just kind of there.
All right. Well, next, the starting dragon, the first dragon you meet, the one you meet at the it like comes down and destroys all those people at the lake.
Flying dragon Arceus?
Flying dragon. Yeah, him.
All right, sick. I'm probably putting this right by right by Avatar.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. He's better than the freeze one, even though he doesn't have a starting effect. It's because this one's a starting one, but he really does present like what the starting dragons are gonna look like. These are good dragons.
Combine that with how he enters, where you're fully expecting just to jump a random group of small enemies, only for him to charge down, kill them all for you. You get the runes either way.
Yeah, dude, I ran, bro.
This dragon, do you want to fight it? My answer, yes, I do. Every time, it wasn't even a question. Yep. But that entrance alone clears freezing fog. Freezing fog dragon, it clears. It got cleared so fast. Like the entrance is better. How early it comes up in the game makes it feel much more impactful, and the design itself on all the dragons are also really good. So seeing one for the very first time is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
not much to go off of. Yeah. Like all these dragons you can kind of speedrun, but there's not much to go off of. He's a cool dragon, but still C tier. Nothing special about him. Cool entrance. That's much. Key dragon, the glintstone dragon, the one dragon Savarg, the one that sleeps in front of the key.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's not much to say. You can kind of just walk past him.
He's very freezing fog to an extent where you don't really care about him. unless you want to get all the dragons and you want to get what they got. I think with this one being as early as it is, Magic still haven't lost their luster, so I'm probably gonna put them right by C, right by Archeal, because when you have such an early dragon still, and the idea that, oh, on this map it says the key's right behind that dragon. And because you have so many options to, well, not so many, but because you have a couple options on how to approach this, but you are forced to approach this, I think it adds an element of fun to it that a lot of the other dragons just don't have. Or it's sleeping, so you could be stealthy about this, or you can just go in, fight him. Why not? You've got multiple choices here. And I think that does add a lot to him. Or rather, it is still good enough to really go in.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, nothing too much to him. I was honestly gonna put him in D, but I'll put him in C.
Feels fair.
All right, well, Glintstone Dragon, the one in Ronnie's quest.
Gotcha. This one's awkward.
It's not much different from the Glintstone Dragon that guards the key. It's just stronger. So I would put him in D.
Stronger, and it actually jumps you like the other one. And I think there's too little to argue for anything higher than D, so I'm definitely going there.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. Because it is very freezing fog, where you can choose to walk by it or not. Do you want to fight it? Sure, why not?
Yeah. Not much to say. He's just stronger. That's it.
Yeah.
Rot Dragon.
Ooh. Rot Dragon's funny to me.
Why you say that?
Because his design is just genuinely my favorite of them. Seeing that I feel like this is the very first notion that, because he's earlier before the giant mother dragon, you can find him and this be your first discovery of, oh shit, this rot thing, it affects everything. I think it adds a lot to a first timer's experience with the lore.
Yeah. Especially because it's like, oh, rot and a fucking dragon? This is bullshit.
It really does exemplify just how strong rot is too, because if you're just like walking through it, you are going to learn very quickly, oh this is bad stuff. Oh, this is poison on steroids. Oh, how do I cure it? Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah.
It really much gives an example as to what lore-wise this place went through. And especially with how tired it looks before you wake it up.
Yeah, it's like tripping and like getting up. It's like But I would give this thing high C or low B, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like this is the dragon that actually shows off a lot more of Caelid, which definitely has it over the bridge dragon.
Yeah.
And this can definitely still be early enough into the game where dragons still surprise you with their entrances and with their design.
Yeah. I think I would give him. Wait, what were you gonna say? You can give him what?
Alright B.
Alright B. I'll give him a low B. I say a low B, but yeah, I think it's a low B.
I feel like
it's pretty cool. It's just it's probably one of the first like annoying dragons, I'll say.
Oh yeah.
So it does come into favor, but just the things that knock it down is just its entrance. To be fair, it's kind of cool how you can see how the rot affects it, but waking up, most of these dragons do the same thing. They all just wake up.
Yeah.
And not much else to it. But
I
yeah,
do think
pretty solid.
When it comes to my experience with this thing, it is elevated by the fact that I did basically just jog straight into Caelid, where this was like one of the second dragons I ever saw. Yeah. Then you combine that with just everything surrounding it. It just eclipses a lot of the other dragons outside of like the big boys.
Yeah. Alright, well, next one, last dragon, we have Lich Dragon, I think, right? Yeah, we have Lich. This one is at the end of... Oh, no, so we have another dragon. Sorry, before we do Lich Dragon, we'll do Lich Dragon last. We have Magma Worm. We have Magma Worm. I think so.
Now, I think it got a little carried recently. Due to recent streaming events. I think this guy is so fun. I think this guy is so much cooler now. If we did this tier list just days earlier, I would not think too highly of him at all. I think I would have placed him right into C tier, where it's just kind of, yeah, he's a unique looking dragon. He doesn't fly, but he's got wings and he's got a cool sword.
Yeah.
But
but now it's different.
It is very different, and I'm putting him in A tier, and there's no stopping me.
Of course there isn't.
I adore this guy now, and the fact that he appeared the second time is the best one. Like, we get out in our randomizer, we step out into the world, and we see, yep, that's a cool guy to fight. You go, no, let's just walk past him. I go, nope, I want to fight him. And you go, come on, man, just walk by. And I go, nope, I like him. I want to kill him. I want him dead. He's in the tree sentinel spot. We gotta kill him. And then we do for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
We finally get him. And then we go off to Stormvale. And then we fight Margit. Second form. That takes you about an hour of you try to convince me, let's just grind up a little bit, dude. Come on, let's just go over here. Let's stop at Caitlyn for a little. Come on. And I'm just there for an hour while you explore very close by, and I don't even have Torrent yet, and you're just there wondering, what did I get myself into? I love this guy. And then after we beat, well, after you beat my stubbornness, we go off to adventure to the east, and who do we find? Another fucking magma worm.
Yep.
And then here we are again. And then I convince you, we fight this thing. We fight this thing a couple times, then you decide, I'm just gonna sit this one out. And then I go, yeah! And I run at him again. And then I see you start to fight him after you said you were gonna sit it out. And then what do? I fucking ditch you.
Yeah.
I ditch you, you die, and now you're forced to spectate me. It was astonishing. It was so awesome, because I knew that was the other move that would have got into you in a new way, because you were expecting to spend another 30 minutes on this guy, right? Yeah, you were. Only for you to die, and then you see me in the spectate, and I'm just booking it a different direction. Be honest. How betrayed did you feel?
I want to put him in F.
I'm putting him in A tier.
I would give him probably a B, but I can agree on A. He's, even though Leonardo did is suck ass, he's a very solid dragon, very different from the others.
Oh, he's awesome.
Let's move on. Awesome. Fucking look up the fucking dragon if you want to learn about him. I'm fucking done with this dragon. Can we move on? Let's do Lich Dragon.
Lich, I have never fought, but I have seen videos of him, and I think his design looks really cool.
You never fought? You never did Fia's Quest?
Well, no, I did. And then I killed her.
I forgot you
remember
did that.
Yeah.
I forgot you did that.
And I was going to, on my New Game Plus, I was gonna go back, I was gonna do the quest properly, I was gonna fight the big guy. And I just never continued. Like, I got to Radon, and I was like, yep, I'll continue later. And then what did I do? I started a randomizer months later.
Oh my god. All right, well,
maybe we'll fight him. Maybe we'll fight him. Who knows?
I don't want to, because
That'd be awesome though.
He's very annoying, but he's a very solid dragon. He is like, he's like a mini version of Blastodusk, but like his attacks are very solid. He has a really good design. I'll give him a solid A tier.
All right, fair enough. I'll agree to that because I don't really have too huge an opinion on this that would actually matter.
All right, now to the main bosses.
Gideon.
Oh yeah, we gotta do Gideon. Hold on, Gideon. Can we let's just both say it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. F.
All right, close enough.
F. Put him in F. He sucks. He sucks.
Yeah, he is kind of underwhelming, and while he is spammy, he's not really too big of a problem.
They were probably just like, we need another boss.
It definitely feels that way. It gives off the vibe that they wanted to expand on his lore a bit, but they didn't want to like force him onto the player, so they just kind of shoved him in without actually expanding upon his lore in game too heavily.
Yeah.
It is an underwhelming but a surprising kind of fight. It's one of those.
There's not much to say. He doesn't even have a theme.
He doesn't. I do think his relation with Nefeli is pretty cool, but I mean, it's there. We get to like over Nefeli's questline, we get to see just how dedicated she was to, you know, her father, him. And that's cool. And hearing that he's a bit of a traitorous, manipulative bastard is cool. And we don't really get to see too much of that in any of the other bosses, to me.
Yeah. Except for when he does it.
Yeah. Like, it's just kind of there. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. Not much to say.
Yeah.
And just move on. Alright, so we should probably go in order now.
And that
we have Margaret, the Fell Omen. We'll talk about Omen King in a second, or should we do that right after?
Are we going in terms of how we fight them from here, or what?
How we fight them?
Oh, how we fight them. Well, first would be Godric the Grafted.
No.
Oh, right,
I'm talking about
Margaret.
his first time, and then before we do Godric, we'll do his second time we fight him right after. But let's do the first time. Yeah, first time. Yes. Gotcha. Yeah, Fell Omen's the first time. Yeah, but yeah, Fell Omen. First main boss, and honestly pretty solid.
Yeah.
Very annoying. Very predictable. Not predictable, unpredictable. Because you'll be like, oh, am I going fast or slow this time?
He definitely adds some tricks here and there that a lot of the previous enemies just didn't have.
Yeah. And I like how he respects you at the end of the fight. Kinda.
A little bit. Like... He just kind of goes, alright, you earned it. How much further can you get? Dick. That's really it. It's kind of all he's got.
Yeah.
He is really cool though. And I this is something that I've always had a small bit of an issue with when it comes to a lot of games and reusing weapons. This is something that is not something that happens in the Souls games to an extent.
Mm.
But when it comes to actually giving a character something that isn't a sword or isn't an axe or isn't a spear, I like staffs. I like random bullshit weapons. Like, there's a reason why I really do love a character like Nightwing and Daredevil's use of Kali sticks or batons. I do love that. I really like the idea of that. Plus, when it comes to the Fell Omen himself, he kind of just uses a stick. Of course, it's revealed later that that stick is much more than a stick. But still,
yeah,
like having him hold back is another big one too, because it shows that yeah, if we actually fought him at this point in the game, we would never have gotten past him. But
for sure,
it's still really good. it's still pretty damn good.
Like, sorry, I was like doing something, but I was still here.
No problem.
What's it called? Definitely a very good starting boss, especially when he pulls out the hammer halfway through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, whoa.
He has a very discreet second phase startup, and that's nice.
Yeah. Definitely, I'll put him a solid A tier.
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that.
But now, his second fight, where he locks in.
Oh, we're going right over to Omen King?
Omen King, let's do that. All the way over to Omen King. Let's talk about it. Holy shit.
I like him a lot. I really like Omen King.
Yeah.
He's such a good fight. Granted, I do think he does show off that, to me, colossal weapons can be a little bit destructive for your own health.
Yeah.
Because he brings out like that speed that is hard to keep up with in general. But it's still nice. It's still nice.
And his intro cutscene isn't like talked about so little, where he's walking down the steps and he's like, yeah.
Where he refers to his brother and sisters. It's nice.
Yeah. Like how he talked about he's the literal only loyal one.
Only one that sticks by the clan.
Yeah. And it's so cool how there's the cutscene of him standing above you while you sit there with your sword or like whatever you're holding.
Yup.
Waiting.
And then you combine that with just how alone he actually is. How he is an omen. He is alone. He has been kicked out of the castle. He lives in the sewers, basically.
until we kill him and his dad pulls up.
Yep.
Hey!
We can talk about that one later.
Talk about Godfrey later, but honestly, if you wanted, I would put him S.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I would put him S. Yeah. Very solid. His blood sword is very cool too, though.
I think the only thing that keeps me kind of on edge about it is the lack of like a second phase like cutscene, but it is like an in-game cutscene. It's really
he has a very quick transition thing though, where he's like coughing and he goes like, "Wah." Yeah.
Him cackling is very nice.
But his grab thing is pretty cool too, and the summoning of the swords.
Oh yeah.
So I think he deserves it.
It feels fair.
Yeah,
I think that's just like the only thing that puts me on edge. But past that, I think it's very nice.
Next, Godric.
Yep.
Oh, this is very weird. This boss is very weird for me because I thought this guy was easier than Margaret. I thought Margaret should be second. I got to his second phase on the second try. I in my opinion, I think he's easier than Margaret.
Oh yeah, I think
you're not supposed to be.
I think Godric is absolutely an easier time to me, but he is hard to deal with. Honestly, exclusively in the first phase. I think second phase simplifies him a good deal because now he'll have this attack where he just leaves himself massively open and you get one free big hit.
Yeah, all he does is get fire.
Yeah, he basically gets one actual dragon move, and it's really easy to dodge, really easy to foresee, and it just simplifies him. It simplifies him. I think that's the only real way to put it. Because while he gets fire effects on some of his moves, that's really it. Not much changes with how you dodge him, but now he has a new, very exploitable move.
His intro cutscene isn't that cool, but let's talk about his second phase cutscene.
Second phase cutscene is really cool.
He gets off the arm, praying to the dragon, and he just like stuffs the arm and he's it's such a cool cutscene. Carries him a little bit, but I think he's a solid, maybe A, but I would give him probably a high B.
Yeah, I'm feeling B definitely. I feel like he doesn't have the overall weight that an A tier should have. Like, I think he just isn't dramatic enough, you know? And he doesn't have as interesting of a lore as anyone else.
I agree.
Like, looking at him, he looks crazy.
Yeah.
And then the second time around, you say, "Damn, that's crazy." You just kind of stop caring about him after the first time.
Especially when he dies, you see this long ass speech.
Yeah.
Fuck him. But he does give you the best great rune, so
he does. I don't know how he got his hands on that. How does he have the best one and he's the
And Mulaney has the most shit one?
I feel like someone gave him pity. Someone gave him pity.
You know what happened?
Where?
Everyone was no. You know what happened? Mulaney was too focused on her brother. Godric left first. He went to go get the first.
They all pitied him. Oh, Big Brother Omen King over here. Big Brother Margit was like, everyone, let him choose. Let him. Come on. We know how he is. He needs this. And then Melania's just there. She looks over at her brother. Her brother's doing something like he's plotting out his new tree and thinking about how great it's going to be for his people. And he died, but don't worry about that. He might not.
I know.
Who cares?
Melania and Radon just sitting there. We are literal gods.
Exactly.
Why do we have the most shit ones?
Nah, Radon's going, "I don't need such help. I shall rise above as a warrior through training, not an item." That's just all he's got. That's just that. That's all. That's all Godric's got.
Speaking of great runes, we definitely knew who picked last. Ranala. She definitely chose last.
I mean, she's got a kid to look at. She's got a couple kids to look after, so in fairness, does make sense.
She's probably sad. Freaking
Plus, you know what?
Radagon literally.
One more. She wasn't caring too heavily. She looked at her husband and thought, "I'll be safe. I'll be safe."
I was literally about to talk about it. Radagon was like, bro, Radagon just left her and was like, "I'm gonna go after Queen America."
They all left. He left after she chose. And she was full of regret. And her being a mother, she was like, "I'll let the kids go first. Let the kids have fun."
Yeah, no.
She took the last slice of pie. It was super small slice. But as long as her kids got what they wanted, she's happy. Only to realize, oh, this piece of pie is my only defense against God.
Yeah.
And she just has to live with that. And by that, I mean, die with it.
No, the husband didn't even leave. No, her husband left her before because remember, Radagon broke it.
You're right.
So she left it and was like, "I don't want this shit." He broke my family. He broke my family's artifact.
Abandoned his kids.
Oh my god, I feel bad for her now. And he fused with his new wife.
How? Why wasn't I good enough to fuse with? Got the real Goku Black and Zamasu feeling. Just jealous.
But I will give her probably a solid C or B tier.
I'm feeling B tier. That second phase cutscene goes so hard.
Pure Arena does go hard.
Oh yeah, that second phase cutscene hits so different.
Especially
keep in mind that's also in her second phase. That's also Ronnie showing off. That's Ronnie showing off, not Renala.
Dude, if she had a better first phase, she'd probably be A.
Oh yeah, nah. First phase after figuring out what you actually need to do, it becomes so easy. And then you realize, oh, yeah, Ronnie's kind of the only reason why this boss is anything. Period.
Yeah.
So while I think it does take her down, Ronnie, because this is Carrion Queen of the Full Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but we have to count second phase. And second phase goes really hard. Just
yeah.
The first half of her dancing around the battlefield with this giant moon in the back. The arena being covered in water in this endless void. Only to have her stand with her goofy ass fit, but with this massive amount of implied power.
This bitch Ronnie really said domain expansion, bro.
Really did. From so far away, too.
I know. Biggest I'm him performance. We beat her in her own domain.
We did.
Yeah, but honestly, don't. Yeah, honestly, you know what else doesn't make her go to an A? Her attacks are very basic.
Her attacks are
especially in her second phase too. She kind of just summons and then fires magic, summons magic, summon magic, and they're so easy to dodge.
There's absolutely nothing carrying her more than the summons. Because you just get to see, oh my god, she could just summon everything she wants. No. Like, the moment the dragon hits, it's like, oh, fuck. Don't spawn another. Oh, yeah. It is really good. On a cinematic level, it is really good. It is honestly, cinematically, one of the best ones.
Yeah.
But I think with the characters themselves and the actual fight, it is a little hard to carry. But goddamn, those cinematics are something different.
Yeah.
It expands on Ronnie and Laura a good chunk and how much she cares for her mother. That's nice.
Yeah, and then we kill her.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even kill her.
Yeah, she lived, but we also get to see that. Yeah. Despite everything, despite Renala's obsession with recreating people as much as possible to try and get her second husband and constantly stay alive and remake everything, and that's the reason why everything in the in that castle is so to shit, was because of Radagon leaving her. And then you have Ronnie come in, and she does absolutely everything she can to defend her. It's a really good expansion on lore.
Yeah.
Like what carries is the lore and cinematic.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, next, what should we do?
I'm thinking it's between Radon, Moog, and Fire Giant.
Really? You don't want to do Godskin Duo? Get them out the way?
Not yet.
If we're talking probably when you fight them, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking because of the way we fight them. I'm going in that order now, where I have the way I have it listed out right now.
Okay.
I have it listed as Radon, Fire Giant, Moog, fucking Godfrey, Avatar, Godskin Duo, and then we have Rykard, Godfrey, Melania, Radagon, then Elden Beast. Like that's the list I've got right now.
Okay, I'll copy that.
Yeah, Radon, Fire Giant, Moog, Avatar of Godfrey, Godskin Duo, Rykard, Godfrey first, Elden Lord, then Melania, then Radagon, then Elden Beast. You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Sick. All right, Radon first.
Do we even have to talk about this, honestly?
So good.
Do we even have to? I would honestly, I would put him in peak.
I'm going peak too.
Peak.
He is so
peak.
While I do think he's become a little bit simple to me, I really like him.
Even
so cool.
He is so peak. Bro, let's not even talk about this. They had a whole festival just to kill this man.
Yeah. And it was out of respect. It wasn't like, Will of the Hunt, who shall take down the beast? It is, who wants to finally give Radon a warrior's death? It's awesome. It is so cool. And the fact that they show him off as suffering, the way he has lost his mind, he is carrying around corpses.
Dude, this bro started spitting. Bro was like, all right, hold on. Let me show you why this man Radon is him. I gotta tell you guys this.
It's so good.
Bro, and even going, like, that intro cutscene, already the old intro is peak. Then we get into the fight, and you learn this man is nerfed. The realization that you realize this man is nerfed.
It's so good. Like, basically 90% of the main god bosses are nerfed, except for, honestly, Radon and Godfrey. But goddamn, dude. It is something else. But Radon? He's so good. He's so strong in every department.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good.
But, bro. Hold on. Okay. Dude. And we're not even going to talk about when he goes into second phase.
Second phase. The background changes. And that's a sign you're fighting some real shit. Anytime in this game a background changes, you know you're in for some crazy shit. Like, Radon's background starting to shift, and you're wondering, where did he just go? Huh. Are we gonna fight him somewhere else later in the game? And then it starts to get a little brighter. It starts to get a little brighter. You wonder, huh? Is the sun coming back up already? Man, how long was that fight? And then you realize, oh, it just keeps getting brighter. You look behind you, boom!
It's Radon. And even if you somehow
you see after the explosion, he's just there, 2 swords at his side, horse underneath him, going, I see a corpse.
Dude, and even if you dodge it, he hits you with the pose and just like, are you ready for the main battle now?
He does. It's so goddamn cool. I really
Elden Ring tier list is cool and all, but what about the Onion Ring tier list?
That's an interesting one. We can get to that later.
We will get to that one later. Hold on.
Dude, Elden Ring bosses go so hard. And Radon makes me wish I could just put on a little slider, or just somewhere in the game there be a boss rush option where you can select a couple settings. For example, I wish you can change a setting where any enemy with a cinematic phase 2 gets its own health bar. I really wish there was that. I would love to fight second phase Radon with max health. I want that so badly. Sure, there's a way for it, but
there most likely is. But like, dude, you know it's even like greater. Like one like fun fact I love about a Radon is that he makes it so he's like less weight for his horse.
Oh yeah.
And
dude, it's
another
honestly
thing is
really kind of a cute detail to have that be the reason why he's able to ride on top of his horse.
Yeah.
It's such a nice detail, and it's such a good bit.
The other thing that makes me so like they knew the developers knew, yeah, this is early game, but yeah, we have summons. You need to jump this man.
And the best part is, I didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the one to put him down. I love it.
I jump him now because it's too much work. I don't want to. But like when I first played, I didn't jump him.
Yeah. I wonder why. Because you didn't know they were there.
Yeah. But it honestly made it even better. Not jumping him. But
dude, 1v1ing Radon is something different.
Dude, yeah. The only fault I will give him is that if you get close to him, you can easily dodge most of his attacks.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only fault. But, anyway, Fire Giant?
Fire Giant. We just had a run-in with this man.
Second phase. Oh, you know what I just realized then? We might find Radon second phase full health.
Ooh. Now that sounds like fun. Imagine it's in a small arena, too.
Yeah.
Imagine he does that wacky spin move in a small arena. We're fucked.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Imagine we fight Rykard in a dungeon.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. I've got a rot weapon. Lore accurate kill.
Anyway, Fire Giant.
I think he's okay.
He's all right. I mean, he's cool. You know, you break a foot and he rolls and fire breath and fire mouth and eye, but
he honestly just feels like a
tedious.
Zelda enemy, but without like the weak points. He feels like you're fighting a Zelda boss, but you don't have equipment to treat him like your character doesn't have the mechanics or the equipment to fight him like an actual Zelda boss. So he oddly feels incomplete to me.
Plus, he's very tedious.
Yeah, he is.
Because
he's very mediocre. You just kind of fight him. That's it.
He's very tedious also because he's just like when he gets to the second phase, you basically just have to hit his hands.
Yeah, and it is hard to get that opportunity, especially in like his main arena where you basically have to constantly ride on your horse. Where basically what you're gonna be hearing is every time you want to fight.
Yeah.
Every time you actually want to approach, you're going.
As a little sole reason, I'm like, you're always like, you have Torrent. I'm like, I don't want to. So I would give him C.
Yeah, I'm bouncing between C and D, but I'm more than willing to go C.
I'll give him C. He's not. He was way. I'm not going to give him the same courage of like Red Wolf and Ancestor Spirit.
The only thing that I'm giving him is because of the scale and just the fact that he does have a cinematic.
Yes.
I'm being nice to him when I say it, but I do think he is the easiest mandatory boss in the game outside of Godric. Yeah. Like for where he is, it feels wrong that it feels so easy to beat him.
Definitely for me, not counting Gideon because I would put Gideon there. I would put Gideon as the easiest, but definitely for me, he's definitely top 3 easiest with like Godric, Gideon, and him. Definitely top 3 easiest. But yeah, not much to say about him. He's just big. He's cool, but
he's big,
not much.
He hits kind of hard, but he is just kind of a guy.
You kind of just learn hit his hands and hit his eye. And then
he's very similar to the final boss in like Breath of the Wild, where you just kind of ride around and you hit him when you have to. Well, when you're able to. It's just kind of there. The only difference is Breath of the Wild, at least while it wastes your time, it doesn't waste very much of your time at all.
Understandable.
Damn, Breath of the Wild, you wasted that Ganon design on the easiest Ganon ever? Come on.
Alright, whatever. Alright, Moog.
Moog?
I can't say much about Moog because I've only fought him one time, and that was when I was fighting all the bosses.
Yeah, I've only fought him one time too, but I think I'd put him right by.
He's very tedious to get to.
Oh yeah, to get to, definitely. But I think I'd put him right by First Form Margit. Like Fell Omen, I'd put him right there because he doesn't have any cool cinematics, and he's a bit tedious to get to. But the fight itself is really cool. Like his second phase where he just brings out the blood wings. Dude.
True, yeah.
Like he is design-wise one of the coolest, but he is to get to and
just his overall lore of him just being like, I want to protect this guy.
Not even that, he just wants to kidnap him.
Yeah.
He just has him. Pretty sure he does weird shit too, but yeah, like I don't really care. Like lore wise, yeah, it's there, but like actually playing, it's kind of who gives a shit. Like the main reason you're there is to fight him, and he does a really good job at fighting. Cinematic, doesn't have one. Tedious to get him, unfortunate. But the actual fight itself is really cool. And in fairness, you do actually get one of the best rune grinding spots in the game by going there.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, for a main boss, for a remembrance boss and like one of the Grey Room bosses, there's not too much to say about him.
Yeah.
He's kind of just here.
I think the lack of a cinematic really does bring him down, because he is a demigod without a cinematic.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm pretty sure that's like the only one too.
You don't even get that much out of him. He just gives you the Grey Room and Ruins, and
yeah. And I guess you get to see who is it?
The brother Milica.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all you get. You get runes. You get to see where he's at. And you gotta fight.
But he's still a solid boss. He's cool.
Oh yeah, I think he is exclusively carried by the actual fight. And I think the fight itself is honestly one of my favorites. It's just there's very little investment. There's no reason to actually find him. Hell, even Gideon himself says, I don't know where the fuck this guy is. You hunt him. You go find him. Like, he is just kind of there. He exists, and that's really it.
First shade of Godfrey.
Ooh. He's honestly kind of in that same tier to me.
Yeah,
except
A. I would give him A.
I'd probably put him high A.
High A? I would put him probably in between. No. I would put him definitely high in between Lich and Margaret.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because he's definitely shows the power of Godfrey without even... Well, we'll get to Godfrey, but without showing the power of Godfrey.
Yeah. He is a good example of, I hope you know what you're doing. Here's an example for later. Have fun.
Yeah.
And you just kind of stumble upon him. You're like, what the fuck is this? Who are you?
And he's one of the bosses that actually gives you a useless item. A talisman fucking pouch.
It's really good.
But yeah. He's very solid.
There. He's really cool. He's glowing. He's magical. And he gives off more to come.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a very good, quick, random fuck-off boss. It's weird because he's mandatory. That's really cool. Like they hit you with a mandatory boss fight back to back with that fight of Godfrey, and then you get hit with Omen King. Goddamn. And now it's time for this one.
God's good duo.
It's just why? Why can they revive each other?
So right next to Gideon.
Yeah, like
very lazy.
My main issue is that not only are these reused designs, but they're also reused attacks. They're also rezzing each other constantly. The arena itself is kind of small for fighting like a 1-on-2. It's just a little much.
Yeah.
Like there's just too many negatives here to actually enjoy it. Like you can fight these guys at so many different intervals of the game where they just don't feel special.
Yeah, it's not even like they're fun or anything. It's just they're just both jumping you at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I hate 2v2 battles. I hate them all.
I'm not too against them. I just have an issue with the fact that they are completely ununique.
Technically, you can kill them, and then they just revive each other, and you gotta fight them again.
Yeah. It's just kind of... They're there. They're kind of annoying. And they... They're just annoying. I got nothing more to say.
Yeah. Sorry, I just lagged a little bit on my stream. I think we're good, though. Well, Melania.
Whoa, buddy. You're skipping a little bit.
Oh, who do you have there?
I've got Rykard, Godfrey, Melania. That's
Oh, my bad. Yeah. All right, hold on. I messed that one up. All right, Rykard. F. All right, moving on. Godfrey.
Got it. S.
Oh. I would put him A.
I really love Rykard.
I would put him A.
Like I don't even remember if he has a starting cinematic. Does he?
He doesn't. You roll up.
You roll up, you grab the Serpent Hunter, and you discover, holy shit, the Serpent Hunter. The Serpent Hunter is such a cool weapon. The Serpent Hunter
6 is only you only use it on him, but makes sense.
Yeah. I do wish though, like in New Game Plus, you just got to actually have the weapon, but like nerfed outside.
I wish you could duel them.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Because if you saved the one you got from your first run and then you got the second one,
yeah,
that's actually something you could probably do. Actually, now that I think
maybe.
About it.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's just this boss seems very tedious. I don't know.
I think that comes with a difference in like how we've seen him. Because my very first time fighting him, it only took me 30 minutes.
Fuck you.
Like, I adore him. I absolutely adore him. And that's before I even realized I could do jump attacks that had the same, like, wind whoosh effect. So I was using just, like, the basic attacks. I didn't even bring out the jump attacks, which, when I eventually fight him, if I ever eventually do fight him, that's gonna be so much fun.
Hopefully not.
Well, I'm not talking about it on a random. I'm just talking like maybe if I ever do eventually go back to the New Game Plus run. Yeah. Love that guy. Love that guy.
Alright, well, we'll stop talking about him. Fuck him. I want to put him in A.
Fair enough.
We can do high A, though.
Yeah. I'm not moving the stream. I'm not moving him. I love
Godfrey.
Peak. It's peak. It's
high peak.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, he is my favorite boss in the game. He is absolutely my favorite boss.
Yep.
The way he goes, you see this battle axe? I use it because I don't want to destroy you. I don't want to destroy you yet. Are you worthy of me yet? Get past this axe, and we'll have some fun. But for now, what can you do against the axe?
And especially how his intro cutscene, he's respecting Margaret as it goes away. He's like, my only son that really was my son. All you other fuckers.
He's burying his son. And keep in mind, so something that I learned from a bit of YouTube shorts and bullshit, learning from the lore that if you have horns, that's what makes you an omen, and that's what makes you unable to get inside the Erd Tree. However, as you know, Margit lays dead after you defeat him, he actually lost his horns, but he's dying. He's unable to make it to the door. He could have seen inside the Erd Tree for the very first time, but he died. And I think that is so blissfully sad. And I guarantee you, that's exactly what Godfrey registered. I fully believe that Godfrey registered he didn't get to see it even when he was able to.
Yeah. He really realized, like, he was like, my only son that listened to me didn't even get to see it.
Didn't get rewarded no matter how much he truly deserved it. Shunned by the world and banished himself as to not, like, you know, have any ill from the people land on the Erd Tree. That's so sick.
But back to Godfrey. Dude, so cool. This man had spiritual pressure in his cutscene.
That man embodied let's go. 1-on-1. It's time!
You already seen his attacks, but they're much faster. They have different combos. Like, dude, when this man pulls out the hands,
Wait. We need to talk about before he pulls out the hands. He
Oh,
goes,
my bad.
"Ah, I see. You are worthy. You can handle it." He tosses away the axe. He grabs the lion that embodies, like, of course, I've learned this only from people telling me as I was fighting him. He grabs the lion, the embodiment of his animalistic spirit, what is keeping him sane, effectively. And he just tears its mouth off, rips it in half horizontally. You know, on a quadruped, which means everything. He soaks in his own bestial blood. 1 second, I'm sorry. My monologue.
No, dude, this man rips that man's heart and says, all right, now it's fucking time. And just goes at him, like, at us. Like, he just starts throwing us. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, I tell you, this boss is a fucking boss. This man is peak boss. And
so he rips apart the lion that represents his animalistic urges, holding him back. He bathes in the bestial blood. And then he just stances up and lets you know, no, I am not the Elden Lord. I am me.
It's literally the same as like Spider-Man taking off the mask. Like, you're not fighting Spider-Man.
You're not fighting Spider-Man. You're fighting me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love him.
And that's the same exact situation. We're just fists because he beats our ass after that.
Man literally pulls out the WWE moves.
Oh!
Pile driver! God, I love it. I love it so much. He's so cool. He's so awesome. The RKO! Oh,
dude. Yep, peak. Like the.
There's no arguing. Peak. There's no arguing. He's so goddamn cool. Oh.
All right, Melania.
I really like her. I know it's a little controversial to say. I really like her.
I'm not saying anything against it. I like her too. I don't think she's peak.
That's fair.
I think she's S though.
I think what holds her back to me is a lot of her attacks are fairly fair. I feel like a lot of them are readable, they are very understandable, and they make sense for what the game has established as what is possible. But then she brings out the Sekiro moves, and we just don't have, like, the proper parry.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, bro,
like,
this...
waterfowl dance? That's foul. That's so foul. It's in the name. It's foul. How dare you? Granted, I have, since seeing the move, I have watched people counter it in the most current versions. And apparently what you have to do is, like, just the moment it starts up, you have to run away, just the complete opposite way. And then the second she, like, hits the ground after charging the startup, the moment she hits the ground, you have to jump in order to confuse her as to where you are in the air. And you can just continue to then roll, which is so awfully specific. Granted, I prefer that over just being able to, like, spin around her. I do prefer it.
Definitely.
Like, being able to just, like, spin around her startup, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But the new one is, like, harder to figure out. Because you are able to, as we saw from yesterday, a lot of AI in the game can be very confused by spinning around them. But still.
But yeah, so Melania just coming out here just like, I've never known defeat. He's like, oh, this is the bitch that freaking injured Radon. Alright, come on. Fuck.
And the fact that she starts off second phase with a nuke.
Yes.
That's so cool. I can't not give her S. She's so cool.
Yeah.
Like the fit, I think is honestly kind of humble. It's very humble outside of the mask. The mask is the only thing that feels regal. But then
the sword being on her arm is cool though.
Ooh yeah, the sword prosthetic. Then you combine that with the cutscene of her and Radon fighting, where even if she loses that arm, she's still gonna, while it's currently being chopped off, she's gonna grab the sword midair and she's gonna run in. She's gonna grab the sword midair. She knows she missed the dodge. That won't stop her. She grabs the sword and she goes in for more. That's awesome.
But even though her second phase moves are kind of the same moves, they're also upgraded and different.
They are. Like the stab down, where it then spawns like an eruption. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of them haven't changed. There's more to them. They haven't changed. They've just been added upon. I think that's nice. Like they kind of did what they were trying to do with the avatars, but they actually did it much more successfully. Where now every move has a new added effect. And the only thing holding her back to me, the exclusive thing holding her back to me, is waterfowl. Like waterfowl being so hard to counter is unfortunate.
Yeah, but it is why she's the hardest boss.
She is. I do think that is like a poor way to inflate a character's difficulty, though. Like, while I understand that's what makes her so hard, I do wish it was just maybe every other move was much more difficult to dodge. I'd prefer that over one move that is basically impossible to dodge without, like, testing for hours. You know, against specifically that move. It feels like the only way you would figure out the counter to it is by experimenting with just that move for hours. But that also comes with the idea that, oh, what about every other move she has? Which means you have to get past every other one of those moves until she finally does waterfowl. And who knows, maybe you'll accidentally be a little too close to avoid waterfowl, period. Like, waterfowl is definitely the thing holding her back. Like, if she was harder in every other way, in every other move, I'd be perfectly fine with her. But it is exclusively waterfowl that holds her back.
Oh, what the? Hold on. I actually clicked something. Hold on. Okay, I'm going back. I actually clicked the name of my chat.
Why you gotta call out Ringo like that, man?
What was that? Alright,
just
go.
Ain't gotta expose him like that.
Dude, I was just clicking it. I was like going through users. I was like, and I clicked accidentally.
Alright. So it's time for the father.
Oh, and the mother.
the both of them.
Radagon.
Oh. Radagon's
and judging him by, or her, whatever you want to say, by themselves,
I would. This version of them is definitely a he, because remember, they're sharing a body, but it's clear that they transfer like forms based on who it is. Because we see Marika, is clearly blonde hair, a much more feminine physique, and then the moment they crash down and start to break into a new form, we get to see, oh, where did that come from? Where did he come from? It is very clear that they transfer ownership of the body and form. So I'd say very comfortable calling Radagon a dude.
Alright, well, I'm going to give Radagon an A.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
I'm going to S.
I could do that, actually. I'll do S.
Why were you saying that?
But, like, I was going to say A, because the only thing that holds me back from giving Radagon an S is because after a while of fighting him, he gets very predictable.
I suppose. But I feel like that's what a proper boss should do. Like a proper warrior boss. I feel like that's what one should do. Like, to me, it's very similar to Godfrey, where you understand his moves. It's just sometimes, oh shit, I fucked up. Then you get hit with a pile driver.
Yeah, but like, I will say now S because I like remember his like intro cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
being very, it's like the breaking down of the statue, comes down, picks up the hammer. Just,
You have to also remember his theme.
His theme does go hard.
His theme. I think the only thing that holds me back is that just before this, I personally saw a much better warrior boss, you know, Godfrey. I think that's the only thing. Plus, Radagon is technically only one phase.
True, yeah. But yeah, so I would give him a solid S.
Yeah.
All right, time for the controversial one.
I really like Elden Beast.
I give it like a B.
I don't think you're gonna like where I'm kind of hovering.
You're gonna put peak, huh?
No.
S.
Yeah.
Dude,
his theme is so mystifying. It's so magical. It makes it really feel like this is the end of a journey that altered your soul.
I know, but...
Dude, you could play this to anyone reaching heaven, and it'll feel like, damn, this is it. It feels like it. You could just play that. Play that over all my near-death experiences? I'm happy. Dude, trust. I love that theme with a passion.
I went into this boss after being Radagon. I thought I was gonna see Radagon or like Queen Marika or something like separate or like do something cool where they come up using like all the great ruins and like having this cool mystical boss, but like I don't know, I felt disappointed. I was like, what is this giant ass fucking worm doing here?
You have to remember, this is God.
Yeah.
This isn't anything less. This is God. And Elden Beast is using him, Radagon, as a sword.
Yeah. But
you get the close-up of the sword and the rib cage. Dude. I think he's worth it.
I think he should get an A. But I'll give him S.
I do think one critique is very fair. One criticism and one preference that I saw someone bring up is that they wish they could have used Torrent.
Oh.
I feel like that is entirely fair. He feels built for that. And considering Torrent for most people was there from the start, it feels almost right to allow Torrent to be there, but he's not. Which is actually my reason for not putting Elden Beast in peak.
I don't know. I couldn't give him peak. That's
fair. Yeah, I already know that he's not getting peak because Torrent should be there. But I think S is very appropriate, man.
Whatever.
Yo, we got him.
Alright, well, this is the list.
And the third Margit gets an F tier for being a mistake.
Sure. This is it. You got 4 in peak, 5 in S, 6 in A, 4 in B, 5 in C, 5 in D, and 3 in F. I'm very proud of this list, except for Elden Beast. But we can talk about that later.
Where's your right card at again?
To A.
Exactly. Mine's an S.
Why?
He's so cool!
Alright, well... Bro, I'm honestly like short stream, but nah, we gotta do randomizer. I promised randomizer.
I have poor news.
You have to go?
Not exactly. I have Footy, so I'll probably just be on call on stream.
You want to just do a short stream then? Until I'm down for that.
I mean, I put it in my title too, but you know what? If we both do it,
It's listen.
Plus,
This
this tier
is
list was an hour and 30.
yeah.
All things considered, that's
We
pretty long.
streamed.
For
We
a
streamed,
tier
guys.
list.
You deserve a break. Listen, we need to edit YouTube videos.
I was very loud, and I understand why people may need a break from my voice and the maniacal laughter that I am sure to have if we do randomizer. It feels appropriate. Am I wrong? I'm never wrong. What are you saying?
Alrighty. Alrighty. Oh my god. Well,
Alright.
this is a short stream. We'll get content another day. I don't know, probably tomorrow. I'm probably free. We'll see. We'll see how Tuck
I'm
and
likely gonna be recording a shitload because
I'm gonna have
Fun.
work in the morning. So
Mhm.
oh not tomorrow. Maybe Saturday.
Sounds good to me. Probably.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Happens.
see.
Anyway,
But
bye bye everyone.
bye bye.